Welcome back, fellas. Today I wanted to make a very informative video for people who didn't buy early access for 2K26. Whether it be you just didn't want to drop 100, or if you're new to the game, or if you're like me, you played a lot back in the day, said you were done forever, and 2K26 was really the one to reel you back in. But yeah, I'm just trying to help y'all out, and if y'all have questions, I hope this video can answer all of them. But if not, leave a comment and I will respond to every single one. I'm here to help. If y'all didn't buy early access, this is day one. I know y'all got questions. Hit me up. I got you.
Now, I do want to preface this video by saying I am not in any way, shape, or form the most comp player. I play the game casually with the fellas, you know what I'm saying? The way I describe it is I play the game casually, but I still play to win. I'm not bad at the game, but I wouldn't say, quote unquote, I'm comp either. You know what I mean? I just want to enjoy the game, and I feel like I can still understand this game at a decently fundamental level to put my thoughts out here and try to help you guys out if you need help. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was perimeter defense. Now, I know you've heard everywhere, everyone and their mother complaining about perimeter, no contest, no this, no that. I'm here to say, yes, perimeter and contest is pretty bad this year. I will say it is almost impossible to get a contest unless you are jumping at somebody. And I know that sucks. You have to jump around. You have to do a whole lot more on defense. I feel like defense is very hard this year. It is a skill check. For people like me, for example, I've always been kind of bad at defense, if I'm being honest with you. And this year the game is really teaching me like how to play defense, I guess. Well, it is hard. The contest does suck, but you have to jump at people. But now, because knowing this, I'm in a bit of a crossroads where I don't know if that means because perimeter sucks and your contest kind of sucks, I'm not sure if that means I should go all out on my perimeter, or if that means that I should leave it lower because it doesn't matter that much. Like, should I lower it to 74 and I just be a cone out there? I don't know. I don't know exactly what I should do, but one thing I do know is that your block should be as high as possible so you can get better jumps at people. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your higher block also affects how much you can jump and how quick you can recover from the jump. That might scale with your vertical stat. I'm not 100% sure, but your block should be as high as possible because that is the way you get contest this year. I would invest in your block. So number two, the next thing I want to talk about was how physicals this year matter a lot. In the past years, you've seen people go lower on their physicals to get like higher stats in their, dunking or their shooting or their ball handle. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that cuts it anymore, especially this year. Because of how good offense is, you have to be everywhere on defense. Like if you play twos, for example, there will be times where you won't touch the ball. You have to get a stop. Offense is so good. You need your physicals high. You're going to need your agility and speed for fades. You're going to be running. You're going to be jumping around a lot. You need your agility and vert because you have to jump a lot. I think how quickly you can change directions by itself scales with agility, but I think how quickly you can come off of a jump scales with your vertical and your block rating. So you want to have your vertical high. Also, your vertical really matters this year. It's a very good stat for rebounding. I have a 6'9" ISO build, and I have a 25 defensive rebound, but I have a very high vert because I have contact dunks, right? And I snag boards over bigs. Your vert matters a lot. Your vert, your speed, your agility, and your strength all matter. Your physicals matter so much. I can't stress it enough to play defense because of how important it is this year to get a stop. So yes, please invest in your physicals. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is your shooting. Now, I know you've probably heard everywhere, shooting is so good this year. Pure green windows are back. This, that, oh my god, it's so easy. Everybody's 7 for 7, everybody's crazy. I'm here to tell you, yes, shooting is pretty easy this year, but if you are missing a lot, do not worry, do not beat yourself up, do not give up and go make a pure inside center. Yes, shooting is easy, but on day one, when you are still getting a good feel to the game, you don't have your badges yet, and you're probably playing against people who bought early access, and they're 99 overalls with max badges, going 800 miles an hour around the court. Don't make the mistake of downing yourself and telling yourself you just suck and can't shoot in a game where everybody else can shoot. Lab up, grind your badges, give it time, learn your jump shot, you will be fine. Another thing, if you struggle with shooting early on, is tempo shooting is very, very OP this year. Now that's just something to keep in mind, because this year you don't have to green the timing. You only have to green the rhythm or tempo. So people are literally like hitting earlies on their jump shots, but still greening them, which I get that they're greening the tempo, and 2K said that's all that matters this year. But personally, in my opinion, I think that's stupid. I don't think that should be in the game. Not saying I'm crusading in comments on 2K telling them to remove that and this and that. I understand where they're coming from. Personally, I think that's stupid. But yeah, if you liked to tempo shoot last year, you will be a demon. This will be your year, I promise you. Tempo shooting, stupid OP. And that does not mean that you have to switch from button to tempo shooting either. Don't think that. I still use button. It works fine. I shoot very well. I like it because that's what I've been used to for years back when I used to play 2K. But if you want what I'd say is a slight shooting advantage over your opponents who shoot button, I would try to shoot tempo, because personally, I think it does give you a pretty decent advantage. So yeah, you don't have to switch from button. Literally, day one of 2K, I was the worst player I've ever seen in my entire life, and now I'm shooting like 70% from 3 with button. You will be fine. Like I said, take your time, figure it out. Shooting is good, you just have to figure it out, and you will. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was your height. Now, height does matter this year in a lot of ways. Like, I'm sure you have seen people in the community saying that, but if you are used to small guards and you like small guards in other years, do not let what the community says discourage you. Yes, tall guards are good, but this might be a hot take, but I swear the 6'2 to 6'6 guards, in my opinion, are literally better when I see the community mainly complaining about the 6'8s. Maybe I'm coping. I have a 6'9 ISO build. Maybe I'm just coping because I don't want people talking shit about what I use. Maybe I'm just, like I said, maybe I'm just coping. Who knows? But that's just what I've seen from my experience. 6'2 to 6'6 guards, mainly like the 6'2 to 6'4 range, are moving better than anyone else. You get all the best dribble moves. You are going 800 miles an hour around the court. You are moving, believe me. 6'6 is still move, don't get me wrong, but the 6'5 and under guards get access to the better dribble styles, which they can speed boost faster out of. But yes, small guards still move. Do not be discouraged. Your defense will be lacking, but in such an offense-heavy game, where sometimes the other team don't even touch the ball, like let's say if you're on the 2's court, for example, it is good to be that offensive juggernaut. It is that good because I think it outweighs the bad defense with how good the offense is this year. I think small guards can definitely get away with the lower defense. Another thing when it comes to height, 7'4 builds are very, very OP. You've probably seen clips on TikTok. With the way the weird contest works in this game, you will see bigs legit shoot over smaller players. Sometimes other bigs who are like 6'10", 6'11", they will legit shoot over them who are body to body jumping, and it will say open. It is actually crazy. I don't understand what they were thinking. Whatever. But you combine that with the tempo shooting this year, and it's just really, really tough to defend the 7'4s. If you want to be as cheesy as possible and just grind out scummy wins, bruh, be my guest. Make a 7'4 with a 93 pointer and just tempo shoot over people. I'm sure it's honestly kind of fun, now that I think about it. It might be actually fun. And another weird thing I've noticed about the game is, I will say, I haven't really seen the 6'2 to 6'4, you know, the smaller guards, have the same trouble jumping and getting contest on tall guards the same way I see tall guards and locks and even bigs jumping to contest 7'4 bigs. It's a little weird, and maybe I'm tripping, but maybe it's because the fact that small guards get so many attributes that they can put a lot in perimeter. Like I see a lot with 91 perimeter. So maybe that's why they're not having as much trouble jumping and stuff. A lot of tall guards go like 85 perimeter. Maybe that's it. But yeah, I don't think a 6'4, for example, will have as much trouble jumping and getting a contest on a 6'9 that a 6'9 will have jumping at a 7'4. Yeah, I feel like it is insane. It's like the 7'4s are glitched. I swear they're glitched. Anyways, maybe I'm tripping. That's just my experience and what I've seen. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about was ball handling. Now, this is going to be short. It's a couple of short things, like, you know, some self-explanatory, like, bullet points here. So first we have 6'4s and under get very, very good animations. You will be moving. Next, we have 75 speed with ball on tall guards. Gets you Zach LaVine dribble style, which is very, very good. You can speed boost out of everything. You're going to be fast. You're going to be moving. It's crazy. The next thing is handles for days. I feel like matters a decent bit this year. So I would recommend putting a badge perk on that if you have it, whether it's a +1 or maybe even a +2, I don't know. But you blink really fast in this game, or at least it feels like to me. Maybe I'm over dribbling and bad, who knows, but that's just my opinion. And next is, this year, if you do it behind the back or like a push cross up the court in someone's face, they will get a bump steal every time. You will get mad, there will be a controller broken, it will be a bump steal every time, so be careful doing those dribble moves in people's face, because it'll be a bump steal 9 times out of 10. So be careful. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the pass accuracy. I have seen a lot of videos of people saying pass accuracy doesn't matter this year. Like, they say to just go a 71, it doesn't affect the speed of the passes at all, and just things like that. Now, while I can somewhat agree, I personally like having high pass accuracy on guards for a couple of reasons. I feel like you get a significantly better catch animation this year when you get the ball passed to you by someone with high pass accuracy. Like, we all know the feeling in 2K where when you get a bad catch and they get time to contest because of the catch, or it affects your shot timing, and it's just so frustrating. Like, I wanted, when I made my builds, to limit that happening to my teammates when I pass them the ball because I'm running guard. Like, I want them to get the best catch animations as possible. So yes, I think you can sacrifice pass accuracy, and it is very viable, but I don't think that means the stat is useless. A lot of people are acting like the stat is completely useless. In my own opinion, I don't think it is, if that makes sense. Now, this next one is going to be pretty long. This is the badge perks and cap breakers part. Now, I know these have been in the game for a while, but I wanted to actually sit here and like explain to you what they are, what they do, where you get them, in case you're like me and you haven't played 2K seriously in years, and like, you know, 2K26 reeled you back in like a crack addict. Anyways, I don't see many YouTubers actually sitting here and explaining it. So in case I have new or old returning players or people who just didn't want to drop the 100, which makes sense, I wanted to, you know, actually sit here and explain it to you. But if you already know all of this, you can skip to this number here on the screen and go to the next thing. So badge perks are boost tier badges that you can apply from your badges menu, and it's under badge perks. Now, there are a couple kinds, so let's start with the important ones. We have badge max +1s and badge max +2s. Now, a badge max +1 ascends your badge to one higher tier than it is. So like, for example, if the max dimer you can get is silver, you can apply a +1 to it, and the max you could get would be gold. And a +2 does the same, but it ascends by 2 tiers. So let's say your max is silver limitless, you could go to Hall of Fame limitless. Now, if you are confused about the whole tier 1 and tier 2 thing, basically, some badges on builds are tier 1 badges and other badges are tier 2 badges. But when looking at your badges while making your build, if you hit, I believe, Y and then X, or triangle and then square, you can see what badges are tier 1 and what badges are tier 2. So let's say, for example, your dimer is a tier 2 badge. You could add a tier 2 +1 to that. And let's say, for example, your limitless is a tier 1 badge. You could add a tier 1 +1 to that. You get what I'm saying. Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, and it works the same way for the +2s. There is tier 1 +2s and there is tier 2 +2s. Now, I am going to go over these last two like little badge perks because I feel like they're way less important, but a badge elevator ups a badge by 2 tiers, but only if you can unlock that tier. So it's not going to ascend your badge to a higher max. It's more like it's grinding your badge for you. So if you can get gold, but you have bronze, it'll grind it for you. Rather than if you already have gold, a +2 would ascend it to legend. So that's the difference. And a clutch gene badge ups your badge by 1 tier in the clutch moments. So like, let's say it's 18-18, you're dribbling, you have gold set shot. In that clutch moment, if you have your clutch gene badge on set shot, it would become a Hall of Fame badge. Now, your badge maxes do come from a lot of places, so if you need to know where to get them, I got you. Currently in the game, we have 5 badge max +1s and 3 badge max +2s. The +1s are from level 20 of the season pass, level 25 of the season pass, level 7 of the build specialization, level 23 of the crew rewards, and level 29 of the crew rewards. And your +2s come from level 30 of the season pass, level 35 of the season pass, and level 9 of the build specialization. Next in the same little section, I want to talk about cap breakers. Cap breakers are things you can earn in various different ways in the game that boost a stat of your choice. Keep in mind, it won't go past what the max potential your build can get at that stat. So let's say, for example, if my build in the builder gets max 87 mid-range, I cannot then go add a cap breaker to that. But let's say my build gets a 87 three-pointer, and in the builder itself, I put my three-pointer at an 86, I would then be able to go add the cap breaker to get to the 87, because my potential could get there, if that makes sense. So TLDR, if your build can't get a higher stat in the builder, a cap breaker cannot bring your stat to that higher number if you can't get it in the builder. Now, I'm not going to go over how to get every single cap breaker in the game because there are so many and they're going to take very long to get, but I will tell you where to get probably the 4 fastest you can get. It'll be your rep reward from rookie 5 when your crew hits level 8, the season pass if you max it out to level 40, and if you complete 100 lifetime challenges. I know 100 sounds crazy, but a lot of them are very easy. It's just you running around doing like random bullshit for no reason, if I'm being honest. But yes, you can get 4 cap breakers pretty early on, I'd say. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is very important. It is your build specialization. Build specialization is a new feature in 2K where you can complete challenges basically from a certain attribute to earn cap breakers and badge maxes for that attribute or category specifically. So if you get badge maxes or cap breakers from shooting specialization, you cannot then go use them on, let's say, rebounding or defense. You can only use them in the specialization that you chose. Now, there are 5 different specializations you can go with. We have shooting, finishing, defense, playmaking, and rebounding. Basically, these challenges will get progressively harder, and let me tell you, it will be a grind. It will take a long time. So unless you're playing like my career for like 17 hours a day for a week straight, it'll take you very long. But yeah, basically you get 2 badge maxes and 2 cap breakers from this for your stat that you chose. And like I said, don't expect to get this very fast. It will take a long time. Now, if you want to know the best way to grind this and you don't want to really play against real people, you know, because grinding a challenge against real people can be hard. But yeah, if you want to grind this offline but still grind season XP and VC while also getting some rewards on the side, you can do Street Kings. Street Kings is like the street ball game mode. You're playing against AIs. It's on rookie difficulty. It's very easy. Basically, you walk in, you hit a left, you'll see a board, and you want to play against either Shortcake or Poster Child, your choice. They're both like 5'7". You can shoot over them, you can dunk on them, or leave them open to get the ball back faster, because 9 times out of 10 they will miss if you leave them open. That is probably the best way to grind your build specialization. So next thing I want to talk about was making your day 1 build. So you probably will and probably already have seen a million different build videos on YouTube, but let me give you a small piece of advice. Do not 100% make your build min-maxing and factoring every single cap breaker and badge max and build spec. Do not factor all of that in while making your day 1 build. I feel like it just won't end well. Like, it takes a lot longer than you think to unlock all of these things. I'm not saying it's a bad idea in any way to factor all of these things in. You're still going to need a decent day 1 build, so I would try to find somewhat of a middle ground. You don't want to build that sucks until you're 2 weeks into the game, but you also don't want to build that can't improve later on somewhat. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think you need to find a good middle ground. For example, you can unlock 1 to 2 cap breakers in a day or 2, like if you're playing a lot. So I would just factor those 2 in on your first build rather than factoring in, you know, 5 or 6 cap breakers that you won't get for a long time. And I would only really factor in the badge maxes you get from the seasons pass, because the one on the cruise and the build specialization, let me tell you, it will take you a long time to get those. So when making your build, try to find a middle ground. But yeah, like I said, try to find a good middle ground. Don't completely make it based off, you know, 800,000 cap breakers and 55 badge maxes. But if you don't see yourself like spending that much money on the game, and you don't want to have to like make another better build in a few weeks or months, and you're down to just grind it out, I completely understand like min-maxing your build and just completely factoring in all the cap breakers and badge maxes rather than making another build later down the line. Like, I completely understand you if you're coming from there. I would just, on your day 1 build, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you are broke like me, let me give you a little bit of sauce. My career quests are actually pretty good this year. Like, you can activate GOAT skills in the open court athletics, which is the building right beside the Gatorade facility. And once you activate the GOAT skills, you can quit out to get the games done faster, and You can progress your GOAT skill challenges, and those give you VC. You could also play Street Kings while doing those challenges and, like I said earlier, grinding all your other stuff up. And also your endorsement quests from My Career are pretty good this year as well. So a couple little VC methods if you're broke. And last but not least, and probably the most important part of this video, is be you, be different, be great. 2K26 is very like expressive this year. And what I mean by that is so many different kind of strategies and builds and dribble styles and the way you play. There's a lot of stuff that is viable. So you can really see how different people express themselves in this game. The skill gap in this game is very expressive, and I think that is very cool because we haven't had a 2K like that in a while. Like, you could do literally whatever you want in this game, and in my personal opinion, I think it's very lame for everyone to make the same build or play the same way. Be different. Try different stuff. Try different builds. Make weird builds. Don't copy YouTubers' builds like spot on. Tweak them. Tweak them to your liking. Change them. This game is so crazy to the point where you have like a million different things you can do in the builder and on the court. So as a community, let's take advantage of that and like have a breath of fresh air year of 2K where every game we play feels different. Let's be expressive this year. Let's play different. In a good game, you want variation. You don't want to get bored and see the same thing over and over again. You don't want to see a 6'2" dribbling around screens every game. If you play like that, you be you. But I don't want to see every single game like that. You know what I mean? So just be you, be different, have fun. It's a video game.
But I think that'll do it for the video right there. Now, I'm sorry if this video was too long. I don't know. I just really wanted to help people if they are, you know, whether they're coming back, whether they're new to the game, whether they didn't want to drop the $100, which is very understandable. But I just wanted to genuinely help and just get my thoughts out there. You know, maybe this video will help one person and they'll have a better experience on the game. That's what I'm hoping for. So like I said, you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will answer them. I will be there. I will be present. Just let me know. I got you. To the best of my ability, I got you. But yeah, like I said, I really hope this helps somebody. Thank you guys for watching. Jesus loves you. You should subscribe. Have a good day.